Mr. Vandal, thanks for taking the time to join us. Why is the Liberal Indigenous caucus now pushing for Senator Beyak's resignation by the time Parliament returns?
Well, basically we feel that we don't think it's too much to ask for politicians, whether they're whether they're members of Parliament or senators, not to be conduits for people that are racist. And essentially, after discussion with Indigenous caucus, we felt that what Senator Beyak has posted on her website is racist, and that we applaud, although not too loudly, we applaud the first step of her being kicked out of the Conservative caucus after over a year of posting racist posts. But we feel that it's completely unbecoming of the behavior of a senator. And the right thing to do is for Ms. Beyak to resign from the Senate itself.
When the ethics officer is looking into her conduct, would it make sense to wait until that report comes back?
No, you know what? I think we have all the evidence we've needed over the last year. It's quite clear that she's a big fan of residential schools. It's quite clear that she, as of this morning, still has letters that are essentially racist on her website. And we don't think that there's much more evidence that's needed. We think that this is conduct unbecoming of a senator. It's racist behavior, and senators or members of Parliament should not be conduits for racists that are in our society. So I think Ms. Beyak, by being a conduit, is being a racist herself, and she should resign from the Senate.
As we know, it's difficult to get a senator removed. What if Ms. Beyak just simply refuses to resign?
Well, that's the issue before us. We know there's several different ways that a senator can get expelled, but essentially it comes down to a vote of the Senate themselves. So, so you know what? It's something that we're wrestling with, and I think what's clear to us is that as a senator, Ms. Beyak is not fulfilling her duties as a senator. She's not only a conduit to racists in Canadian society, but she's exhibiting racist behaviors herself. So that's something that we can't tolerate as a society, certainly not as a Canadian Parliament, and we're urging her to resign. Liberal Indigenous caucuses are urging Ms. Beyak to resign her Senate seat.
Dan, the Anishinaabe Nation is supporting a call that's out there right now to boycott some of the businesses that are owned by not only Ms. Beyak but her son Nick, car dealerships in Fort Frances and Dryden. How does the Indigenous caucus feel about that route?
You know what, we haven't discussed that issue, but I think the central issue for us is that she should no longer be represent the Canadian Senate. I know quite a few people that are senators. Some from my own constituency who are excellent people and excellent public servants, but Ms. Beyak unfortunately is not one of those, and we feel her behavior is unbecoming of the Senate, and she should resign.
And so, Dan, what are the next steps there in having this come forward?
Well, we're all going to be back in Ottawa in the next 7 to 10 days. So I think as an Indigenous caucus, we come from all parts of the country. We're gonna meet. I believe not this Saturday, but a week this Saturday, and we're going to see where we're at that point and have another discussion at that point.
Mr. Vandal, we appreciate you taking the time to speak to us about this today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.